Welcome back already. It is mrow and Umaroth. I've been informed that I pronounced it correctly the first time, but I'm now intentionally mispronouncing it now that I've realized what it is. It is the, I don't know what the map bans or picks, well, there's not been picks yet, I don't think. Oh, no, there has been. I don't know what map bans or picks are because we did just, have to finish our last match and jump straight into this one. But from what I'm seeing right now, these players have agreed to play the No Mod 2. Bans No Mod 5, DT2, Hard Rock 3, No Mod 4. Oh, No Mod 4 ban. I don't think we've seen that yet. And the first pick was Hard Rock 2. Okay. Hard Rock 2 off the table. And that I see went to Umaroth. Which means it is mrow's pick. And I do believe they picked the No Mod 2. Yeah, they did. Well, you're tapping with 3 keys. Yeah, SpongeBob tapping. What's wrong with SpongeBob tapping? It's where it's at. Is that the method for playing speed? But if you're SpongeBob tapping, no. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, good luck's coming out from the players. And the map has started. Getting to this No Mod 2, it is no lock hell. As you saw, as you might have seen from the last match, if you were there for the entire time, and not just the tiebreaker, it is that low OD that does make this map that low OD that does make this map note lock hell. There we go, I'm stumbling over my words a bit. It is on the lower star rating side, 6.21 with 182 BPM, so it is not too intense on that stamina and tapping ability. Umaroth does find a very unfortunate early miss, which is not ideal on a map like this, but the ending does get a bit more challenging. The ending does get more spaced. But it's one of those cases where over-aim on this map will shut you down for the entire stream rather than just a fraction of it because of that low OD and that note lock. But early in, other than the first miss from Umaroth coming out, it's not seeming to be a bit of a problem. mrow is not having too big of a problem. That's 99.8% accuracy, but Umaroth does find another miss, which is going to build that combo and score lead for mrow a bit further and higher, which is super unfortunate for Umaroth because this map is super easy to get a good combo on, but it's also super easy to miss at the same time. I don't know how a map manages to balance both of those so easily, so perfectly, but this map does. It's easy to not make a mistake on this map, but making a mistake on this map is so much easier as well at the same time. I don't understand how it's managed that, but it has. mrow is sitting at 99.9% accuracy, just probably about a 1 or 2 100s. And Umaroth is sitting about 98.5, but that combo difference right now is surmounting when it comes to that score lead in favor of mrow, sitting at about almost 200k, about 190k right now. And mrow's just comboing into this ending 1070 combo. But they do find the miss finally. However, I don't think Umaroth has enough combo. And there it is. That's the note lock I was talking about. It's so fatal on a map like this. Which means that any chances Umaroth had to come back on this point, it just doesn't happen. Not when that no lock comes out, and not when the miss comes out especially. The score lead is no longer 200k as it was. It's only about 160k, I think, or 170. Oh, a bit of an overstream coming out from Umaroth there. Is Umaroth double tap? Umaroth's double tapping the stream. Umaroth just started double tapping in the stream. It's not fair enough. The point was pretty much over after that note lock, especially when mrow coming out with just a 1 miss and 1.1k combo almost with 98% accuracy. It is 1-1 when it comes to that score lead right now. And the bans haven't been fixed yet, which is fine. We'll fix those in a moment, I believe. There we go. Now that pool is back. And it seems that Umaroth is going to be picking into the DT4, going to that I Want You Back by NSYNC, the old style map, that linear map with the DT. Quite difficult on both the aim and finger control requirement for both of those skill sets. But it is a decent bit of a banger song, if you ask me. The star rating is a bit deceptive, with it being 5.94 star rating, but it's a tad bit harder than you'd expect, and that old style of mapping does kick into play on this map. You know, it's one of those maps, as I said earlier, that does just throw you back to like 2012 or even pre-2012 with that kind of mapping. Alright, this DT4 is starting. It is Umaroth's pick. They are looking to get a point back because mrow getting their point just now. Both these players seeming quite comfortable on the intro. mrow just sitting on a solid and cool little bit of an SS right there. Not having a problem on the map. Umaroth, you know, a small bit behind on the accuracy, but definitely not bad at all, sitting at that 98.2% and increasing. The score lead is fractionally ahead for mrow, but as this map continues, I don't think it's going to be as fractional as it is currently. Maybe it'll move over in favor of Umaroth, maybe it won't. Time will tell, because this map is almost halfway completed, but this map does get pretty difficult. Especially during those key hours, if you do find the breaks. Speaking of, mrow does find that miss, which means that score lead does flick over for Umaroth pretty quickly. Umaroth does trade out the miss, but it is, again, traded by mrow, as I was saying, and yeah, that accuracy is 0.5% ahead for mrow, but that score lead right now is about 60k in favor of Umaroth, just because of that small bit of an extra combo they were holding on to. mrow clearly not happy with the current score result, which is understandable. They were both playing on such phenomenal scores, but Umaroth just found a very unfortunate and random miss there. But this part of the map is so difficult, so maybe it wasn't so random after all. And that scoreline is flicking over for mrow just a bit now. And because of how close it is to the end of this map, it's pretty much over. There isn't much more you can do at this point because there's nothing left. And mrow does win by 47,000 score. 2 misses to each of those players. It's just the position of those misses and the accuracy coming out from mrow of 4 100s. Seems Umaroth did lowball that map, which is a bit unfortunate, but, you know, it was still super close. And it is the first break point of the match going to mrow. And it seems we're going to go into that DT3, going to World End Dominator. Going into that burst heavy 213 BPM map, 2 minutes 26. This map is, you know, very intense on the amount of bursts it has. It does just kind of keep on going. There are some small sections of the map where you can, you know, maybe recover a bit of stamina, but, you know, it's still relatively intensive. But it is OD 9.1, so the accuracy shouldn't be too big of an issue for these players. AR 9.7, so even though it is a DT pick, it is so within that readable range for almost every kind of player, especially at this level. And it's just going to be who's just going to be a bit more comfortable on that tapping. And so far, from what I've seen on this map, I do think that goes into favor of mrow. However, Umaroth might just pull out an, you know, an insane performance here. Early into the map, it is mrow holding just a small bit of an accuracy lead by almost 0.3. Oh, never mind, a bit of an outdrop from both of those players. So Umaroth now at about 96.5, 97.7 for mrow. And the first quarter of the map is over. The 370 combo in the map intensity doesn't really get any harder than this, but Umaroth does find two unfortunate misses, which means that score lead is going to keep growing for mrow. 260, 270, 280, and the score lead is growing. It is an 80k difference between them right now. Halfway through the map, that accuracy bonus coming out from mrow right now at 98%, holding on to that 500 combo as well to boost. Yeah, that score lead is going to start growing and expanding further and further. 130k difference between the two players, the last half of the map. If mrow finds a very unfortunate set of misses here, there could still be a chance for Umaroth to come back, but they do need to hold on to that full combo if they want that chance. But with the nerves and shake that I'm seeing from Umaroth, it's not looking too certain. No, they're looking very nervous on this map pick, which is not ideal, especially when you have to have a small bit of that control to get these starting stop sliders into bursts. And a small bit of accuracy drop from both players, but nothing too major just yet. mrow still holding on to the full combo with 800. Umaroth coming back with that 420 combo right now. The last bit of the map coming up. There's still one more intense section, which is starting soon. Getting to the build-up of it. mrow still holding on to the full combo. Nothing to break on just yet for them, but when this next section kicks off, it might happen. There could be a chance, but with how little on that left is, and I don't think there is actually a hard section remaining, is there? I might have been wrong, my bad. I'm at the wrong part of the map in my own head. Yeah, with the fact there's not much left of the map remaining, yeah, there was just not really a way back, especially when mrow pulls out a 1.1 million score, pulling out that 97.9% FC. Umaroth, still had a good score there, with, just two misses, decent, not too bad, but unfortunately wasn't enough. I don't see anything either. I'm happy that I haven't seen anything. I never planned to see anything. I am blind. But it is a 3-1 for mrow, but it is Umaroth's pick now. There is a chance for them to fight it back. What happened to this match stays in this match? Oh god. It is no more 6. Going into that precision no mod pick, the gimmick no mod pick. Get lucky. It is 3 minutes or 4 minutes? 4 minutes of precision CS7, and the precision, well, obviously the precision itself doesn't get harder because the CS7 doesn't change, but the difficulty of the map does ramp up towards the ending, getting a bit harder to play. The AR of being 8.7 could maybe add some reading into the map if you're not comfortable on it, but with it being CS7, it does make it a bit easier to get to those notes and understand where you need to aim just a bit easier. And it's only 7.7, so you don't have to worry about your accuracy too much. It can be quite forgiving. But again, it's one of those cases where it being so low AR, maybe you can find yourself in a bit of an unfortunate set of note lock if you manage to on some of the triples, especially later in the map where they're not necessarily triples of like burst triples, but they are triples in aim, and they can be quite close to compact, so maybe an over aim can cause a bit of an issue there. But overall, the OD shouldn't cause much of an issue on a map like this, and it's just going to be the consistency on that precision for both of these players.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning?
mrow does find a very unfortunate early break, which leads Umaroth to take an early lead with 200 combo, 140 combo ahead, and an accuracy lead right now where they're sitting at a solid 99.2%. I see we're going to be picking another word at the back. And this time, I think I'm going to go pick... Crazy luck. We'll go with that. And Umaroth is now building that combo to 410 with 99.5% accuracy. The accuracy, leading to their favor. Maybe a bit upset about the breakpoint that not long ago happened, so they're trying to pick something that's going to be guaranteed almost into their favor. And right now, it's looking that way with their comfort, their confidence on a map like this. mrow is, building that combo back up. Getting to that 350 combo mark with 98.8% accuracy. But Umaroth right now is still controlling this lobby. And just controlling, well, not maybe the match, but definitely controlling this map so far. The score difference between these players being about 50 to 60,000 right now. The combo being different, just again about that 140. And Umaroth's accuracy is still growing, 99.7 at this point. And 99.15 from mrow. We're nearing the point where Silver had broken their large combo, just 200 combo away. Where the map does start to really kick off. I mean, the difficulty kind of has been showing for a lot this map, but it does get harder, especially from this point onwards. Especially with a bit of aim control and, that just precision ability needing to be showcased a lot more. But mrow is also holding on to an insane combo now as well. Sitting at 750 combo. Both of these players are just going insane on this precision. Literally the last game close to the last quarter of the map. And they're both still pushing out phenomenal scores. By this point, practically everyone had missed. I don't think anyone has gotten this far on the combos yet. But Umaroth is crushing on that 1,000 combo right now. And mrow finds the make! No! They find the break after building such an insane combo. Almost taking into a reverse choke. But they do find that miss. Which means Umaroth's score is going to start snowballing so much further. And... Umaroth, what are you doing? Like, he's already dead. He's already dead, bro. 99.4% full combo on this. This is not real. Like, 800k and growing. mrow is the thing is, if mrow was against anyone else on that map, they'd have won. Maybe Silver would have won. I think Silver actually would have won against them. But anyone else other than Silver and Umaroth, and mrow wins this map. But yet, even with that disgusting of a score, Umaroth closes out the no mod 6 with a full combo. Hello? Excuse me? How? 9 100s and 150 on this map is unfathomable. That's unbelievable. That shouldn't have been possible, but yet, evidently, here it is. That is, however, sadly, both precision picks out of the game for Umaroth, so even though they have been going crazy on it, they have to pick something else in hopes that they can try and find something they're a bit better than mrow on. Bit better than mrow on skill set wise. Sorry, I forgot the English language for a moment. That score from Umaroth is like factory reset my brain.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning.
mrow not really knowing what to pick. Maybe they're out of picks that they were comfortable playing. Maybe they just can't decide between a few maps they are comfortable playing, either or. But, it is their turn to pick, and... mrow, if you don't know what map to pick, just pick Shipwrecked. Just pick Hard Rock 1, bro. It's a banger. They do pick Hidden One, however. They pick a Decadence by Disturbed. hidden one coming into play, the first hidden pick of this match. Bit of a banger, if you ask me.
The present has no ribbon. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling?
Yeah, I will say whoever did map, like everyone on the map pooling team, especially for this round, generally picked bangers. Like, song pooling works apparently. Why do we play the same skill sets, but you can precision and I can tap? This is unfair. Mrow feeling maybe a bit 50-50. And actually considering this to be a miss pick. Ooh. Give me the seal tobble. Oh god. That's a way to. I love the Timmy quotation marks, the seal tommel. Yeah, the hidden one has started. It is a bit easier on the star rating, but the aim is quite spaced out. This map, it is low BPM, being 184 when it comes to that aim, so it's not too difficult and out of reach. But it is a longer map, 3 minutes 15, so that hidden consistency will come into play. Both these players early in looking very comfortable on hidden. But mrow still holding on to that SS, and Umaroth does find that break, which is going to be super unfortunate early in. Because, you know, again, both these players looking comfortable on this hidden. Any misses might actually become fatal. Especially as mrow is still 300 combo in and holding on to an SS. Umaroth, you know, still pulling out a good score, still pulling out that 99.4, but, you know, that miss early in is kind of causing the gap between their scores right now, 45,000. And, you know, it's just that 200 combo difference right now. mrow does finally drop the SS, dropped one singular 100, which means that the only difference between them is 100 and one miss, I believe. Umaroth does find another miss, super unfortunate for them, because mrow has only now found the miss, which means they are traded out. But, you know, mrow does have that larger combo to fall back on as their own supporting combo, which is the biggest cause of that 90k score between them right now, even though Umaroth is holding on to a small bit of a combo lead, only by about 35, I think that is. But the accuracy of both these players is still quite high. I mean, the OD is pretty forgiving, somewhat something to make sense. But again, it's just that combo difference right now where mrow not having those two early breaks was so beneficial for them. I mean, they had one break, but they broke pretty much halfway into the map. So that score line right now was so in their favor that it's actually working very well for them. Umaroth, you know, did trade out one of their misses pretty much, which was something they probably they'd look back at this match and go, I wish we didn't. Because they were so close to a chance to, you know, make a comeback, but that one miss just fractions of a second for mrow has caused them a bit of a problem. That 90k score difference right now is going to be difficult to close, especially if mrow doesn't find a miss now. And mrow doesn't find the miss during that stream section, which means I think this map might be officially over. Umaroth does bring out that ending combo, which would have been super helpful for them, but mrow not finding that miss on the ending is just going to mean that score is going to move to 4-2 rather than 3-3. mrow does find the miss at the end, but it's just, no, it just doesn't matter. They both end with two misses. Both end with 99.6, 99.5%. Two 100s between the players. And in fact, Umaroth had a higher combo total, but just didn't find the misses at the right time, which is unfortunate for them. It was a nice try. It is 4-2, however. However, it is Umaroth's pick. They do have a chance to fight back with a score. And I mean, this was a similar situation to what we saw in the last match where, one of the players, it was Humster last match. Sorry, the match just happened. I couldn't remember who was on the attack. Yeah, Humster was in kind of a similar situation where, they were 4-1 down rather than 4-2 down, but yet they'd managed to bring it back up to tiebreaker. And this is one of the cases where Umaroth, if they pick the right maps and just play with confidence, they could maybe do the same thing, bring it back, maybe take lead, and they pick into the No More 3. Stupid by underscores. I'm not going to try and pronounce the mapper's name. Yeah, everyone's looking to pick into the No More 3, going to that more alternating, somewhat in control, somewhat in control map pick. OD 8.5, so the tapping is a little bit more forgiving. But it is still 2 minutes 51, so that consistency will be checked on this map. And it is almost 6 stars, so it's nothing too complex. But again, it's one of those alt maps, so it's, being a No More 3, sorry. That star rating is gonna seem a bit easier than it actually is. Being shown quite early on with these sliders, where, maybe the map's a bit more difficult than the star rating gives it credit for. It's 136 BPM, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, the alternating range, if anything, it's going to be a bit more finger controlly for these players. But both of them seem quite comfortable on it so far, holding on to 96 and 97.8 accuracy respectively. Umaroth holding the accuracy lead by a small fraction, and that score lead by a fraction right now. First quarter of the map is over. The accuracy being built for mrow, literally just a few fractions of a percentage behind. Not even a full 5,000 score behind Umaroth either. In fact, they're about 2,000 to 3,000 behind Umaroth. The accuracies are identical, but the scoreline does flick over because Umaroth's 100s are a bit more recent. Just that act check right now being identical, and the scores for these players being pretty much the exact same. But Umaroth does drop a few more 100s, dropping 0.4% accuracy on mrow, which means that score lead is just, it's not gonna, start skyrocketing. They're both still holding on to crazy FCs, both holding on to good accuracy, but it is, gonna be still a bit of a score lead for mrow, especially now they've moved up to 99% accuracy. Halfway through the map, neither player have found misses, so this part's gonna get a bit more tense for both of these players, because maybe those nerfs start to kick in, realizing that, they're holding on to that full combo, and maybe not even realizing that the enemy is. So any miss at this point will start to become fatal, because it's the last third of the map. There's just a few thousand score between them. It is an accuracy difference of 0.4%. Both of them, both of them practically the 99 mark. I mean, mrow is at 99 with 99.3, as Umaroth is just a few 100s shy of that 99 mark. And they've both seen that the other one's on the full combo. The nerves will start to show, knowing that they have to, if they want any chance at a victory here, they have to hold on to both combo and the accuracy. And the long slider doesn't catch either player out. mrow does drop 100, but it's not too big of a problem for them. It's the end of the map. The stress will be at an all-time high for both of these players. But yeah, I don't think either of them are going to be finding a misses on this type of section yet. Okay, that pattern doesn't catch any player out when I thought it would have. They're both seeing a 1.1k combo. It is so close. But mrow finds a miss right at the end, which means Umaroth is going to take the victory on that point, literally at the last 5 seconds. Okay. It was a battle of FCs, but 45 combo from the ending, and mrow finds the miss. Oh my god, the accuracy was unbelievable too. 9/100s from mrow, but it just isn't enough when you find an unfortunate shit miss at the ending, which is going to close out that point, making it 4-3. The scoreline difference between these two players not looking so great anymore. It is 4-3. It is 1 point for Umaroth to catch back up, but it is mrow's pick, which means they do need a break point. And with how close that point was, I think both of them might be a bit shaken. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're both gonna be comfortable in their picks respectively, but they're also both realizing that they're both so comfortable on each other's ability to play the game. Like, they can both play the no mod 3s. They can both play each other's kind of maps. It is just that difference of having someone who is maybe a bit more comfortable on the precision versus someone who's a bit more comfortable on the tapping requirements. Steve, why have you seen all of your picks? DT4 mentioned. Oh no. mrow, not knowing really what to pick here. I'm still saying just pick the Hard Rock one. It's an absolute banger, you can't go wrong. And if you don't want to pick Hard Rock one, pick the no mod one, because everyone loves it. And there's Umaroth even hinting towards picking the no mod one. And it seems we are going to the Hard Rock one. Let's go. We get to listen to Shipwrecked. Good old bit of Ailstorm. Absolute banger. Because I will definitely be listening for a lot of this song. Oh, don't worry. I'll try to make sure to speak. So, you know, you get to hear my voice overlapping this fantastic song. You can't enjoy a song too much. You get sick of it then. So I'm here to tame it down. Hey, contracts, hey, you're screwed. And drivers coming for you. Hey, your bandrax, hey, you're screwed. Alright, let's get into this Hard Rock one. Good bit of Ailstorm. Love a bit of Shipwrecked. 6.2 stars with the Hard Rock. 210 BPM. 3 minutes 20, so that consistency is going to be a bit required. The CS is CS 4.7, so it's not CS 5. It's nothing too stressful when it comes to that precision. But this map is stressful. It's so consistent in the fact that it is a lot of doubles, a lot of squares, and a lot of sliders. And those doubles really kicking out. And there's quite a few bursts, and even a stream in this map at 210 BPM. OD10, so that actually is going to be a lot more important. And both of these players are getting through the intro quite comfortably. Accuracy in favor of mrow right now by just about a full percentage. And that's only about a 5K's difference in their score right now. The bursts and doubles catching out neither of these players right now, and they're really annoying section to get right. Doesn't catch either player out either. Both of them getting the back and forths, which means they're both comboing into this Ki. And they're both holding on. Accuracy is a bit of a deficit for Umaroth right now, but it's still recoverable. There's still so much map left, but only a third of it in. And still, 95.5% accuracy isn't shabby at all, but mrow is still on that 97.7, which means Umaroth is going to be on that catch-up game right now. No misses coming out from either of those players, not even an act drop on the burst. 2% favor for mrow right now with that accuracy. Umaroth still holding on to that full combo as well. Like, both of them are just going back and forth. And might be another chance for that full combo, but there's Shake coming out from Umaroth. Those nerves really coming out to play. And they do get through that section as the next Ki does start. 3 combo behind just from Slider Ends alone. but mrow is still holding on to that accuracy advantage right now, as they are both still holding to that full combo on the last third of the map. So now, getting to the last, well, not getting to the last sections of, well, not last section of the map, sorry, the last third of the map, as already said. They're both still onto that full combo. Into a small bit of a breakdown here, which neither player seems to find an issue with. I mean, they've hit the rest of the map. They shouldn't have an issue here. There's nothing too complex right now. But it's going to be the next key eye where those nerves really surmount and see if you can hold on to combo despite them. Just 0.6 accuracy percent between them. It is coming towards the last key eye. Well, it is the last key eye, sorry. And it is stressful for these players now. They're both holding on to full combos again. It's a rematch of that No Mod 3. It is a difference between that accuracy right now. But a single miss from either player would be fatal. They are 15k difference between them right now. 1200 combo, literally the ending of the map, the final moments. Nerves coming in for Umaroth, as it has been the whole map, but mrow is still holding on with the accuracy benefit, but not a miss yet either. And that's a two-way FC for the Hard Rock 1, but the accuracy difference just in benefit of mrow by just about 0.7%, almost a full accuracy percentage difference between them. But it is a two-way FC, which is a map point. I don't get how both of these players have managed a full combo that, not in a match as well, with those nerves especially, but they both do. It is Umaroth's pick, but they are at map point. They have got to take a break point next after this pick if they want hopes to stay in for tiebreaker. They've just got to make sure to, they've just got to clutch. They've just got to do it. I do wonder what Umaroth does pick into here. There's still hiddens on the board, there's still the DTs on the board. They do pick the No Mod 1, but I don't think it will be allowed because of triple pick. Unless...
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" fall. I wish I was like 6'9" so I could get with Leo.
I think it's triple pick, which means this map can't be played, which is super unfortunate.
Cause I know she's living back. Her boyfriend's tall and he plays ball. So how am I gonna compete with that? Cause when it comes to playing basketball, I'm always last to be picked, and in some cases never picked at all. So I just lean up on the wall or sit up in the bleachers with the rest of the girls who came to watch they man ball.
These players sadly can't pick. I wish, despite the fact that it has been a favorite map so far for pretty much every player. But they are going to pick the Hidden 3, Eternity by Rachel Taylor. It has been a banger map to see played so far. It's always been one of those close maps for all these players. This map is free up until that 275 combo mark where the build-up starts for the map. But for the first 300 combo of the map, it's just build-up. So you get a decent amount of map to get, yourself adjusted to this Hidden 3. Get yourself adjusted to the BPM, the approach rate, the OD. And then after that, the map really kicks off and you are going to be praying you hold on, because this map is challenging, it is difficult, and it can be so complex to get right. But let's see how these players go through it.
Toxic and unstable, but I am far from able to resist your touch, even when it hurts this much.
Umaroth does find a very unfortunate, very early break, which was not ideal for them in this situation where they're going to be playing on catch-up now, as the build-up does start, and the map now kicks off with those bursts, those sliders. Sure, they're not at the most intense that they get in this map, but they're still not easy. They're nothing to scoff at. And mrow holding on to that combo through them right now with that accuracy of 99.26. But Umaroth is also holding on to a 99% accuracy themselves, but they are at a combo deficit right now, which is not ideal. But both of them get through that awkward single tap pattern, which has caught quite a few players off guard on the start of this weekend. But this time, it doesn't catch either player out. mrow does drop quite a significant amount of accuracy on the start of that section, but they both hold combos through it. Umaroth is at 380 combo and building back up. Keep in mind, this is map point, and Umaroth finding a miss might be the thing that solidifies this loss for them, because there's a third of the map left. mrow does miss now, but Umaroth doesn't have enough combo to capitalize on it yet. And we are, I think, the last break of the map. If Umaroth finds a full combo from this point onwards, they could have a chance. They have that accuracy advantage, but there's like no combo difference between them. It is only 79 combo difference, which is not enough to start capitalizing on that score, especially when mrow is crossing over that 500k mark, and Umaroth isn't even at 400k yet. There's like nothing left of the map, and Umaroth does find another miss, which I do believe has solidified the fact that this map is over for them. mrow does find a small bit of a chain miss there, but it is not going to be enough for Umaroth. I do think this is GG's. I do think it's sadly over for Umaroth in this run. However, don't be too upset for them just yet, because they're not out of the tournament. They can still compete in losers bracket, and just like Silver, I do think both of those players, Umaroth and Silver, will, actually play very well during losers bracket, and, maybe win a lot of matches and continue going through. But sadly, we don't get to see the No Mod 1. Sadly, we don't get to see Tiebreaker. But it is just it was unfortunate for Umaroth. That early miss, I think, is the reason why it solidified that loss. They had such a good opportunity, but it just isn't enough. In match, it's always so much more difficult than it is when you're practicing in locals. And sometimes, maybe those nerves do just get to you. And you can see them in Umaroth's aim, where those nerves they were getting to them a small bit. And it's unfortunate. That is GG's. We do have more matches later today. We have quite a few matches later today, in fact, because, it is still dealing with the rest of the winners and losers bracket. That will be the next match, I believe, is at 7 PM UK time. I won't be here, sadly. However, the match will be streamed. They are going to be playing the No Mod 1, despite the fact that the match is over. I'm willing to sit here and commentate it. We get to see the No Mod 1 anyway, because these players both really wanted to play it. And we know it's a favorite. We know all of you love it. So we'll sit here and we'll let you witness this No Mod 1 again.
I'm always last to be.
Yeah, they are playing this for fun, just in case. You know, the match is over. mrow did win, but both these players did want to play the normal one. But I will still commentate as if it's a match going on because, I mean, why not? It's always a good bit of fun. This map is on that raw aim map style. It is quite difficult. There's some reading mixed in with it, but I'm sure I don't need to tell any of you this because everyone who has seen this map so far has fallen in love with it. The song itself as well. Accuracy lead right now is in favor of Umaroth. The Nurs looking a bit less shaky now, especially with the fact they are not worried about the fact that, you know, there's a match to fight for anymore because unfortunately the match is over. However, you know, maybe the score could be a fighting chance for them in the sense of, you know, getting themselves ready, hyped up for the next match, which will be later, maybe later today? I don't actually know how it works. No, it'll be late. It'll be next week. Sorry, I can't see. I think. I don't know. No, I'm lost. Don't worry. Is it next weekend or this weekend that Umaroth is fighting in losers? Next weekend. Okay, cool. Yeah, Umaroth will be fighting in losers next weekend. My brain has been a bit fried. I'm tired. Leave me alone, please. Both these players are holding on to their full combos. Both holding on to, you know, pretty much identical accuracies, but Umaroth is slightly ahead on the accuracy, and both of them miss on the same note. Oh my god, okay. They're both playing practically identical at this point, except mrow, I've only now just noticed this playing with hidden. I respect it. You got to respect it. Preference mod, you know. I don't know how I hadn't noticed that mrow had been playing on hidden. I've been looking at their screen most of the map. Oh, and a small bit of an overaim coming out for mrow, which means that combo lead is now in favor of Umaroth. But, you know, maybe that score bonus is going to be a bit helpful. Accuracy is also pretty much tied between them, but a small bit of an act drop I think that was there. So it's just 0.2 in favor of mrow, but that combo is still growing for Umaroth, who is, you know, also leading with that combo. So the last quarter of the map is probably going to be getting to its hardest point. And that score lead is closing 1,000 by 1,000. And I believe it's switching over to Umaroth's side momentarily. The accuracy difference, 0.2 again. And in fact, now less than 0.1. And Umaroth is still going to be holding with the lead with that combo. 440 combo, 300 to mrow. And another aggro from mrow, which is going to be a bit unfortunate for their comeback chance on this map, but I don't think they need to worry about it. It's not like this map's just for funsies, you know, there's nothing too stressful on the line anymore for these players, but, you know, we're seeing what maybe could have happened if it wasn't for that triple pick rule. mrow does find an unfortunate miss, and Umaroth is going to basically run away with this fun little show map, and run away with a point in our hearts. A point in our hearts, we'll call it. Thank you both for playing, especially playing the No Mod 1 for just basically for free in your own terms, own times. And yeah, I hope to get to watch Umaroth play well next weekend when they are fighting in the losers bracket. Same with Silver, who has also lost today, and I also can't wait to see mrow fight in the winners bracket.